Hey everyone, it's Libby from Master Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people and huge welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Okay, using my Golden Universal Tarot, I want to have a quick look at, for those that are couldn't believe it. The news was, Trump wins, what was it, South Carolina in a landslide. He barely limped over the 50 percentage. I think he got just under 60% of the vote. Of less than 40% of registered Republicans actually turned out. There was no landslide about it. Biden, I think, got 98 point whatever percent. That's a landslide. There was no landslide about it. He barely limped over. In fact, over 40% of voters that could be bothered turning out didn't want to vote for Trump, and there's a lot that didn't turn up. So I want to have a look at the CPAC, the Conservative Political, what do they call them, Action Committee. There was some dude right at the beginning that turned up and started preaching while holding a crucifix saying, "Welcome to the end of democracy." There is a motion going forward at the CPAC to the GOP CPAC to rule that legal fees, unless they are in relation to the current election cycle, will not be paid by the CPAC. Gee, I wonder who that's at. And Trump apparently is trying to reach out to the black voter. Yeah, saying that you've been arrested and had a mugshot and that black people like sneakers is not right to the black voter. The African American, the Hispanic, the new immigrant voters. I really, really hope that they have their eyes open. You've got to remember that this is a guy who took out a full-page ad accusing the Central Park Five of murder and demanding that the death penalty be immediately brought into play, and it turned out that the Central Park Five were completely innocent. So, entertainment only. Oh boy, where does one start? So, let's have a look. Just want to ask, Will, show me about Trump trying to appeal to the African American vote. Has absolutely no clue whatsoever. Photo emerged from the CPAC of Trump again, trying to hump the American flag and give it a bit of a tonguey. Oh, I'm sorry. If you are a Trump supporter, this is not the channel for you. Okay, but putting my bias aside, Trump, show me how it's going to go with Trump trying to appeal to the African American vote. Show me how it's going to go for Trump. There is so much to read on in US politics. However, I will direct you to Beau of the Fifth Column. He can do this so much more eloquently than I can, and he's all over what's happening in regards to gerrymandering, in regards to the IVF. What have we got here? Goodness me, these cards just keep coming. These whole pile of them have flipped over. So, I'm going to work my way through them one at a time. Bring you down. Come on down. Trump in regards to the African American vote. A lot of anxiety. Sleepless nights, uppers and downers. They know his campaign team know that they need this vote, and they will try anything to capture it, because you only have to look at the South Carolina, highly Republican area. Granted, it is Nikki Haley's home state, but less than 40% of registered Republicans turned out, and of that, barely just over half of them actually voted for Trump. A very reflective. However, I'm not going to dissuade you. Don't be complacent about Trump not getting in. I do like that there is that fear about Trump getting in because it will galvanize Democratic voters or moderate Republicans to vote Democrat. So there's a lot of anxiety here at the moment. Restriction. The challenge is going to be restriction for Trump. Remembering he's got some serious court cases coming up, that he won't be able to campaign while he's in court. At the foundation for him, we have the abuse of power, the betrayal. People are just walking away from him in droves. In the past, uh, his loyal following willing to walk off the cliff for him, but it's in the past. Okay, crowning this reading, we've got, okay, thank you. Love it when my boys talk to me. The unknown female vote. So, very much about this is the emotional maturity of the female, not revealing themselves. Um, Talking about red states, and you've got the old white men saying, no, you can't have birth control. No, you can't decide what your kids watch. No, you can't have IVF, etc., etc. They're really underestimating the power of the female vote. But these are also states where the male of the household dictates, but once they're in that voting booth by themselves, they're very possibly going to go, yeah, I'll vote how you tell me. But when they're in the booth, don't be surprised that they vote differently, and they'll come back out again and say, yeah, I did what you told me. But don't underestimate the immediate future. Oh, choices. Absolutely. No clue. So I'm talking about Trump reaching out to the African American vote. Yeah, he's just making poor choices. And they are choices based on greed and addiction and power and ego and control. He thinks he's hit, but he's so not. Okay, externally, the past. The past is not forgotten. So externally for him, the gift of the past. Internally, though, there is this truth being brought forward, especially by the youth vote. Hopes and fears, dark money behind the scenes, grifting as usual, but the outcome is no, I don't think he's going to. He's going to be stopped. Second major arcana, very uncomfortable partnerships and agreements that have been clearly being seen, bringing on Ben Carlson and what's the other dude's name, is not going to work because they see it seen through. It's a very uncomfortable alliance and it's very obvious. There is a volatile message being brought forward here, and significant ending as the king is trampled underfoot. Three major arcana. Strength, feminine strength, the female strength in the face of this, what is blatantly mercenary actions, coming forward very quickly, but I'm feeling more chaotic. Yeah. Health issues going to be racking him. Information's going to come out about the betrayal of Homeland Security. It's going to be a really uncomfortable burden that's going to be fully exposed about how he tried to manipulate with Russia. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to. he'd sell his dig up and sell his dead grandmother if he thought it would work. But I just really don't. It's not going to work. People can see through him. Now, don't get me wrong that there is a 30% of voters, perhaps a 20%, because a lot of them are getting their eyes opened, that are still very vocal, very fervent Trump supporters for their own reasons. They seem like they are more than they are because of the fact that they are so noisy. But this is very much about making sure you get out and vote, take someone with you, take a carload of people with you. It's none of your business who they vote for, but if they're like-minded and friends of yours, make sure that they have the transport and a glass of water. Yeah, get them out. Absolutely. Get them out. Present. Even if you don't know them, I mean, you'd have to know them before you offer a lift in your car, but, put out the offer there to help them to register and help them to get out and vote. So just let's have a look. How is the CPAC going to rule in regards to Trump? They're bringing forth the no. Okay, how's the motion to not pay legal costs going to go? The CPAC, come on down. Harsh truth coming forward. Yeah, it is very much for them a harsh truth. You don't pass this and you'll be drained dry. And basically what's going to happen is that every Republican that is in a potential swing seat or a close seat, those that are gerrymandered to the back teeth will get in. Those that are definite losses won't get in. But those that are in these marginal seats if won't get a penny is basically the harsh truth, because they'll literally be drained dry by paying Trump's legal costs and his fines. So it is a harsh truth moment for them. How are they going to vote? Well, their challenge is, you've got this money, how are you going to harvest it? And it's not as much as they thought, because Trump set up his own super PAC, and those fervent supporters have paid to Trump. And if they've paid to Trump, they go, well, I've paid my Republican Party. Why do I have to pay again to the CPAC? So their challenge is limited funds and not getting in as much as they wanted. Here we have the CPAC authorities. So it is about the authorities. It could also be the nuts to evangelicals, but it's the, excuse my biased comment there, it's the government, in the run for government. In the past, we've got my card for Trump org, but it's also an ending of a cycle for the money flowing. So in the past, the money's not flowing in. They have limited funds. Crowning this reading, we've got Russia hanging over them as well. What does she know? What does the Kremlin know? Can also be the birth of something significantly new, but let's see where this goes. We've got the voter. Okay, feels like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Absolutely. The immediate future, the voter, appealing to the voter. They are, okay, I'm going to say it's still in flux. They are at the point where they need to take the blindfold off and be aware of the swamp that they're sitting in front of and make a decision about which way forward they go. Internally, planning coming to fruition about them bringing the ship in. We know who this is with this plan, wanting to get his hands on the money. Hopes and fears, Biden. Yeah, I don't know why they feared Biden, but anyhow, their fear is Biden. The outcome, the smug merchant getting everything. Be careful what you wish for. Chaos, an ending, karma coming and biting them on the bum, and a significant ending as the circle turns. Contracts and agreements, but they look very uncomfortable with those contracts and agreements. Got the circle of support. One circle's happy, one circle's very uncomfortable, and they can't say, finding themselves fully exposed. They can't say that they weren't warned, finding themselves very exposed in regards to have the money slipping away from them, and it's going to be a big stick moment. They're going to find themselves severely restricted in what they can do because they fed into the liar and the abuser and the win at all costs and the saboteur and his mercenary actions. They are at a decision point from those outcome cards. I get the feeling that they are going to decide poorly. Okay, see how it plays. Love to you all. Take care.